Welcome to the very first episode of Shift Set. I'm so happy that you're here. My full name is Bengi Wilspek. And yeah, this is basically the episode zero. And this is like the beginning, the grounding. And maybe think of it also as like a little manifesto, a warm invitation to what the space will be about. So, and it's also unique because this is like the only episode that shifts that will be just like you will just hearing me in this episode, and the other ones will be like conversations with incredible guests from different like expert fields of different where you think of sustainability action and belonging, the voices from art, science, activism community. And yeah, so but you will still of course like hear me weaving these conversations, but maybe yeah, that's why like this episode is more personal. Yeah, so maybe you ask also like who is this person and like what is all about this ship set. What is even like what is this ship like set? Like why is the name even like this? Because what I'm thinking like a shift, because transformation is like possible when it comes actually when we shifting the perspectives on different topics, and this is what I'm trying to create here, like a space where we actually also share our voices on different topics on sustainability action for belonging and Berlin and beyond. Yeah, so but maybe let's use this belonging as a pathway, and this the core of this podcast is also about like also starting like new beginnings and endings. So that's why it's like coming like the set. So it's like the last uh last one in the alphabet. And so but it's always like starting and but it's never ending. So this is like this is a trick. Yeah, so but who I am, who am I? um yeah, so basically, I was born in Istanbul and I'm here in Berlin since 6 years, fully 6 years. And the city also become my home. Of course, I need to also feel belong to create the spaces also for other people. But my path was always working on different topics of like transformation and care for our planet. And I studied environmental engineering and worked also working with public institutions also for climate neutral strategies here in Berlin. And I founded Sustainability Lab at the TU Berlin, which is like also like a course and module for students and for every people actually who would like to learn about sustainable transformation and do sustainability projects. And this was also open for everybody. And what I also see, so many international students were joining the course. And because basically I wanted to also create a space and welcoming everybody, so everybody can be part of the change. And and then I founded also Rare Collective, which is like a Flint artist collective, and in Berlin. And this was also coming from like one question: okay, how we can also create and co-create with different artists for more like sustainable actions, and also putting like flinter artists to the front. And it's basically also about one question where we create this community where we feel all belong and where we feel safe and where we feel seen. So this was like all coming together also that I create different formats like through this collective exhibitions and pop-ups. Um, but maybe let me also tell like a story about me, how I feel belong to the city. Yeah, of course, it's like for a newcomer, like in the beginning, it's not so easy to adapt like the systems, to adapt the people, work environments. All like this cultural transitions is, of course, it's not an easy topic. and that your voice also matters. I think this is like a very powerful question, also when you are like moving to a city. Um, how do you find like communities where you can feel like just yourself and not trying to be someone else, and just putting like all your power, and you can find people that you can really like come together and like feel like as home. And so that's why it's like I create, like I was in different communities and I was seeing like how co-creation is actually like a super powerful tool. And so that's why I got like my surname, like co-creation, like in every sense. Like I create, like try to create like really different formats, like um, days and markets and workshops, and but it's not just like one-sided, not just coming from me, but I really like to see other people's perspectives, and like because they also feed me like on their just on their horizon. I think it's very powerful also as an engineer to work with an artist or to work with a designer, for example. So that's why it was coming this topic, not just like I'm acting for climate change or for sustainable transformation, but we are acting for one goal altogether. So this is a baby, the heart of the shift set, why I am doing this. Because I think if we want sustainability action and also like in the city, if we want to move things, I think we need to also shift those perspectives with bringing people together, like on their expertise, and that they that because this those people are maybe like are also voices that we are maybe like um, were keeping for us for a long time, and they can be our representatives. So this was like the thing, like how I create wanted to create this podcast. And because people protect what they're also connected to and what they are also be part of too, because when we belong also we care about it, and we create these care spaces, and when we also belong we act. So I think this is a very important topic. If you want to um, like act on something, and this is also where sustainability fails sometimes, because it's sometimes like it's comes to this human layer where people are thinking, okay, yeah, this is like too much, like this is like a too big for us. And so that's why I really want to change like this perspective, where we explore in this podcast how we belong can show up in different forms, belonging through art, belonging through music, belonging through science and research, belonging through maybe wellness, belonging through club culture, belonging through sustainable fashion. So there will be like many episodes, but I also, and that maybe also to give you a like a space in this, since this is also something what I want to do, like a co-creative podcast. So basically, I also want to explore this space with you as our audiences, and I will bring here like different people together. So, but maybe you can tell me like um yeah, who would like to see here, who would like to hear here. And so maybe this is something like also for you it's maybe interesting to hear, and who is seeking for like maybe a meaning and to change in the spaces where we live in Berlin. It can be it can be stressful, it can be fast, and maybe it's also sometimes it's art, like it's hard maybe to be as just like one person trying to do everything. And therefore, I'm basically here. If you're like a policymaker, if you're an economist, if you're an activist, if you're an engineer, if you're an artist, so it doesn't matter. Like I'm just here, maybe a kind of this pathway builder to more belonging and more sustainable action in Berlin. Um, so that's why I just wanted to say this is not just my podcast; it's our shared experiment, and I really want to invite you to also to listen, to reflect, and to bring your own stories of belonging, and maybe think of also for a moment When was the last time you really felt that you are truly belonged? And maybe you can think of this question, and maybe it gave you strength those moments, or maybe it made you also care. Maybe it also opened something new. And I think it was also for me like opening a new, maybe like a chapter of activism, like to which I was thinking, like I think that can be powerful enough maybe to change the systems. And so, as I said, in the next episode, we will go a bit more deeper. Maybe you will hear me see less with a less monologue, talking about like basically maybe my vision and why I'm doing these things, because I think I'm also like a person. I really, I really don't like to do like just one thing on a continuous run. So that's why I really also like to bring music, to my life. I like to also share music. Like, I like to sing, I like to DJ, but I also like, I'm like an engineer. I'm working with numbers, like for a system change, basically for climate change, like strategies in the city. But I also like to like really open my vision like through different artistic ways, maybe where we bring like sound, where we bring motion, so that's why I'm also teaching yoga. So that's why I'm like doing maybe different stuff, I think, to find like this also belonging in me, and to create like the spaces in Berlin, also in different institutions, like to give this awareness of how we can act actually together and how we can co-create. I think this is like a very like a mission of mine, um, like a co-creation of for like for more sustainability and like for climate neutrality. And that's why I'm like super happy also to hear from you, like what's your own story, so you can also maybe write me, and you can write me on Instagram, and maybe who would you like to hear in this podcast. You can tell me, and also maybe what kind of topics I think it feel makes you more alive and you would like to discover. You can share, as I said, on Instagram, or maybe you can simply send me a message. And yeah, I would really like to hear from you, and I'm super happy to that you're also part of this journey. Um, yeah, and thank you for being here at the beginning. Thank you for stepping into Shift Set with me. And yeah, let's explore what's belonging through, and what can be also becomes possible through me, through us, through this space, and through our like guests, visitors in the podcast. And yeah, see you soon.